Right now he's in PT. Almost. All right, at 6:30 in the evening on July 3rd, 2024, I'd like to call this special city council meeting to order. Mr. Casey, would you say a prayer, please? Amen. Just want me to pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And as our city clerk makes her way up here, you're just in time to call roll.
Councilmember Hall is absent. Councilmember Chapman.
Here.
Councilmember McMahon.
Here.
Councilmember Hefner is absent. Councilmember Brooke.
Here.
And Councilmember Rubel.
Here.
And we have a quorum. Thank you very much. Okay, the purpose of tonight's meeting is Resolution 2023-35. Would you read the title, please?
A resolution authorizing the mayor and/or city clerk of the city of Ward to enter into a contract to purchase a used police vehicle and for other purposes.
Chief, would you step forward, please?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, council, for coming up tonight. I'm the one that asked the mayor to call this session. I've had a police unit go down, and I'm being told it is probably a cracked head, which is extremely expensive. The vehicle's got 170,000 miles on it. It's not worth putting the money into. I went online to a place we bought cars before, found an excellent used Dodge Durango at a fair price. As you can see from what I've given you, we have 11, and this is all for patrol. We have 11 officers on patrol. I currently have 7 usable vehicles. The 3 new ones are in. They're just not ready to put in service yet, but that's still gonna leave me 1 car short because this one broke. And I'm asking permission to get that vehicle to put into patrol.
You know, hang on a second, council. I'm going to push this up on the screen. Hopefully.
trying to call up the vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's a 2020 Dodge Durango. I believe it had 65,000 miles on it. As I found out this afternoon, this was actually a demo car for Emergency Equipment Company. So it's all been highway miles.
There we are.
All the lighting, everything is still in this car. Besides the roughly $24,000 price tag, it would cost me about $2,500 to have this car on the street. I'd have to have it decaled, and I don't know if you're familiar with Code 3. It's a lighting manufacturer. That's who we use. That's who had this car. They actually took the control box out. I'd have to purchase a control box for about $800, and that car would be working, functional.
Which one is it that went down?
You can see the next to the last at Ford Explorer where it says disabled. That's the one that went out.
Is this one you had plans of being replaced with the three that are waiting to be?
That was one of them I was hoping to get rid of, yes.
All right.
Why are we eliminating the CID?
It is not needed. I have a Durango for CID. This is just, it's an extra car, don't need it.
So, my only issue with this is I thought when we ordered these 3 new ones earlier, that we was gonna stop buying these used vehicles from Chicago Motors.
We are until this one broke.
So, but we got 2 going to the academy here real soon, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Got 4 going real soon.
Okay, so we got 4 going. Then they don't have to drive their own car. They're all going to the same academy, right?
Right. Up at,
So that eliminated CID vehicle, which I don't know which academy they're going to, but they could all ride in it to the academy, which would allow us to continue with what we said and order another new one, because that's 4 months, right? The academy, roughly 4 months. My thing
3.
is, these new used vehicles, all of these vehicles up here are used, except for maybe the 19 Durango, because that one, I think
Well,
they come on the seatbelt thing, didn't it?
The 17 Durangos and the 19 Durangos were all purchased, yes.
So, I really hate the whole used thing. There's a reason somebody getting rid of it, and I think it's gonna be on us to figure out what that is.
Well,
We-
the reason I looked at this is dollars and cents. I've got the dollars for this, for another new one would strap me pretty hard. That's why I looked at this. And my plan is, the 2019 Durango that's in green, the sergeant right now is actually driving that. That car is fully outfitted, ready to go. I would move it down to patrol and put the sergeant in this 2020.
Chief, what is the price of a new one?
I'm sorry?
What is the price of a new one?
Just buying the vehicle is $39,457,
and then outfitting it.
and then outfitting it, because for the sergeant, I wouldn't put cages and all that in it, but you're still looking at 10 grand. By the time you buy the lights and have it completely rewired.
So,
If I remember right from the previous ordinance, I think it was like 17,000 for the 3 to outfit them.
Each.
Each, yeah.
This one wouldn't be getting as extensive an outfit, so it's probably around 10. Would do another new one.
And we waited how long for the new ones?
When did we order them? In February?
I think so.
And they just came in this last week.
Right.
Well, the last one came in yesterday.
Chicago Motors, we bought from them Ford, have never had a bad vehicle from them. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't necessarily want to buy a used vehicle, but it's at a point where we need to at this point, I believe. Chicago Motors is holding this vehicle for us until Monday, until we make a decision.
I just see that we got 3 months that we can play around, instead of going in with another used vehicle. Because, I mean, we're coming out $18,000 in the green with 65,000 miles already on it. Versus buying a new one.
You're saying, so basically, what I understood was a new unit costs around $50,000 with it being outfitted.
Yes, sir.
And so you want to buy this one and put $2,500 into it
Right,
and be be half the cost of a new one.
Correct.
basically.
But we all know what condition it's going to be in.
With half of the use already gone.
Yeah. I think it should be, I think we need to find a way to just buy a new one. Be better.
Even if it's a
Nice
civilian
spec.
one. If the sergeant's gonna be in it, there's no cage in it, and there's no reason it has to be a police pursuit.
Yeah, but we need to buy a police vehicle. You don't know if you're gonna use it later on patrol.
Well, and
Yeah, I
the
mean-
problem there, if you price the civilian units, they're higher than police units.
Well, council, or,
You know, my biggest concern is just the dollars and cents. Making sure I still have some reserve left if some emergency pops up.
Okay, so when you're saying you would move this one, if we purchase this, this would be used for the sergeant, is that what you said?
Yeah, patrol,
And then you
yes,
move
ma'am.
that, okay. So I know you guys are all in the police world. I am not, so you're talking to a regular person. So explain to me, because I understand what you're saying, but I also understand what he's saying. I don't have a problem with used cars, because in my opinion, I feel like you lose money as soon as you drop them off of a lot anyway. And if it's not being utilized what they're saying, and it's almost like a backup to the new whatevers. I don't know. I mean, explain it to me, I guess. What's it gonna, is it used like for just patrolling, like just?
Well, yes, the sergeant does some patrol, but most time the sergeant's an admin. So it's not gonna get used as heavily as one that's strictly on patrol.
How many miles a month are the vehicles averaging?
Oh, that varies so much, it's hard to even guess. As an average in law enforcement, you're figuring about 20,000 miles a year in the city. Now, if you go out to the county, it's twice that.
I, as a supervisor in PD, not that it makes any difference, but I average about 250 miles a shift.
Yes, we don't drive that much.
if, I'll just throw this out, if council decides to not get this used vehicle and decides to push for a new vehicle, I mean, we do have the reserves. I mean, we can, in general fund, if we have to dip into that, we'll modify the resolution to say that, if that's the desire of the council.
Do we make a motion now or wait?
That's up to you. If discussions continue, that's up to you.
Any-
Chief, let me ask you this. If the council approves a new vehicle, is that gonna be a problem with you?
No, I was just worried about funding.
Well, we got, you have the funding, and we have we have reserves in the general fund that we can transfer, assuming the council approves that.
Well, yes, sir.
I know my mic's not on, I'm sure everybody hear me though.
You want to turn it on, because make sure it's getting recorded.
You know, kind of being like Robin, I forget. I have a big issue with the used vehicles.
Okay,
And
council.
I've been doing this long enough to know that there's going to be something that has to be repaired on that. It's just going to be that way. I would make a motion that we buy a new one versus buying this used one, even if it's a civilian model. If the sergeant's driving, he's not transporting, he's not making the arrest, we're not going to put a cage in it. I mean,
I would, let me request this. I request that you, if you're gonna do a motion like that, to do the motion to buy a police pursuit vehicle like we just bought 3 of them off the state contract.
Well, where I was going with that is the upfitting portion of that is gonna be a little cheaper. Cause we're not putting cages and stuff like that in it. We purchased a new one off state bid. Somebody in the state has a vehicle on the state bid that is on their lot somewhere.
Oh, yeah, we ordered 3 and they made them.
There's my motion.
So you have a motion to buy a police pursuit vehicle off of state bid.
Can I add to the motion?
Sure?
Go for the state bid, also if we need to dip into reserves
Yeah.
to make that happen,
To the general fund.
to.
I
general
agree
fund.
with that.
Get into reserve funds if need to be. We can change the resolution to say that. And we also need to include, and I'm just ballparking this, 15,000 to outfit it?
I think that would be overkill.
Okay, but I'd rather overkill than come back. So, purchase the vehicle at,
Cages and all that was 17.
yeah. All right, what do you want to do, 12?
Well, let me ask you this, if later on that vehicle needs to be moved, are you gonna have to put a cage in it then?
Yes,
So that's,
go ahead and do it up front.
yeah.
That'd be up to him. My point, I think, and as because we didn't come prepared for this conversation, but if we're going to do this, then let's go ahead and put the money in it to outfit it for patrol. If administratively decide not to put the cage in, okay, but we have the funds available to do that if we decide to do that. Would that be?
Yep, suits me.
Okay, so the motion is, let me just make it straight. Motion is to buy a single police pursuit vehicle, Durango, off the state contract with $15,000 allocated for outfitting it and lettering and equipment, all that kind of good stuff for patrol, yeah, if need be.
Using general funds if we need to.
If,
So,
yeah, utilizing police operations reserves and general funds if needed, and the budgets will be amended there too. Okay? And it's kind of like, if you read the ordinance, you know, the use of the police department operational reserve funds is hereby authorized and respective budgets amended there too. I'll add in there and/or general funds, and then change the wording as to where we get it and how we get it off of the state bid.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have,
So do we need to vote on this one first, on this? Okay.
no, we don't, we've modified the resolution. No, we'll have to rewrite it and make it sound correct, but that's not a problem. So we have a motion and a
Second.
second on the board. Roll call, please. Chief, you got any other comments? Any comments from anybody out there? Finance, we're good with this. I know we have the funds available. Okay.
Councilmember Chapman?
Yes.
Councilmember McMahon?
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke?
Yes.
And Councilmember Rubel.
Yes.
Motion carries. I'll modify the resolution to reflect buying a new vehicle and go from there. We'll notify Chicago that we're not going to need that vehicle now. Well,
I'll let them know Friday.
shoot them an email tonight, tell them council went a different direction, which is fine. There being no further on the agenda tonight, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Quick question.
Yes,
I know it was discussed to go into executive session.
that's
about-
up to you all.
I'm kind of interested.
Well, if you want to go to the executive session, yeah, make a motion.
Make a motion.
So
for
motion,
executive
and it's
session.
on the agenda. So make a motion, go to executive session. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Okay, the reason for going into executive session, we have to announce this. The reason going to executive session is to discuss personal disciplinary action. Okay. So we're going to move this slide to that. We're going to Go stand out there, you're not gonna come here and sit down, that'd be fine. Mr. Charles, you can just stand right there, we're gonna, all right. We're gonna call this meeting back to order. Coming out of executive session, discuss some personnel disciplinary issues. No action needed by city council at this time on those actions. With that in mind, there'd be nothing else on the agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Next meeting's July 16th, folks.